Hi, how are we doing? Oh boy, this is going to be an absolutely massive change for this mod pack. This was not even planned for Project OverTechnical, but regardless, I am absolutely super excited for this. Oh boy, so major update for Project OverTechnical, which consists of one mod update. Northstar Redux got a massive update, if you couldn't tell based on the title of this stream. But we are gonna be checking this out. So, one thing to mention right off the bat is, all right, there we go. Oh, that is let me adjust this. I think the red light is coming from the fact that the screen for the loading the game. All right, so let's see if it loads. Takes a little bit of time because for some reason OBS is weird sometimes. Is it set to Minecraft correctly? It's not showing it for some reason. Let me look. Okay, there it goes. That took a little bit of time. I'm not sure why OBS is weird sometimes. Okay, I need to adjust a couple of things really quick. So, major update for... Oh boy, why is my... there we go. Major update for create Northstar Redux. And just to go ahead and give a little bit of context here. This is a major update to Redux, number one. Number two, I have not actually looked at the actual update outside of looking at stuff in JEI and looking through the changelog. So, I haven't actually looked at a ton of stuff in the update. I've read through the changelog. I know what's supposed to be new. But that's a little bit different than, you know, experiencing it yourself, which is obviously a lot different. So let me go ahead and pull up the actual relog. The changelog. I don't know why I said relog. That makes no sense. That being said, though, pulling up the changelog real quick. There we go. That should work fine. Adjusting stuff on the fly. Don't worry about it. So, I want to start off by saying that this is, again, major update for Northstar Redux number one. Number two, and this is something I only just considered a little bit earlier before I was actually getting ready to stream, is that I might actually need to consider upgrading the pack from Forge 1.20.1 to NeoForge 1.21.1. I haven't actually done that yet because the original mod pack, and this was before I even did any like major stuff talking to you guys about the pack as a whole, but this pack was originally using the old Create Northstar, which was strictly on Forge 1.20.1 because the old one didn't give me a choice. And Redux actually has that option. So, it's not going to happen this stream. And if I do it at all, it's going to be an absolutely massive change for the pack. I'm going to have to look through a lot of stuff. But regardless, it is going to be a major change to the pack as a whole. So, I have the changelog open right now. I do have the changelog open. I do, however, need to check some stuff first and foremost. Because one thing I need to double check to make sure it actually works is whether or not Mechanism X Northstar still works. Because if it doesn't, I'm going to be in some trouble. So I need to grab a sink. And I've done this before, so I know what I'm doing. I do need a configurator. And I need a separator. There we go. I'm just going to do this step by step to make sure this all works correctly. So if I get condensator, I'm going to have to do this manually. I realize that this is taking up time from what I would normally like to do. Input. I'm going to put this one as hydrogen. So this is going to be... Hold on. Gas output 1. And oxygen here is going to be gas output 2. Gas input. And engine, combustion engine. This should hopefully, I gotta remember what side it is. Okay. I do this. That should be fluid output. And then if I go ahead and get a rotational speed controller and a large cog, should be that and that. And I believe I can go to 192 with this. Alternator. There you go. And then what I'm gonna do is very quickly go ahead and do that. Basic cable and energy. So I realize this is taking up time for me actually testing out Northstar Redux's update, but I'm trying to actually get this done so I can actually test out its features. I do this. I need to make sure this actually still works correctly, because if not, I'm gonna have to work stuff out here. So if I get a redstone dust and I throw this in here, this should in theory still work. Yep, it looks like it's working. Okay, so it's still taking in liquid hydrogen from Mechanism. So that's a good start. And we are getting liquid oxygen out here. So if I get a pipe, I am going to use the basic mechanical pipe. Oxygen filler. So I'm going to do two things here real quick. No, not that. That's the correct side it is. Okay. I need to go the fluid output. Okay. Now this is going to take time. I take this and I get another configurator real quick. Because this is one of the things that I'm going to need to very briefly test. Okay, so that's fine for now. Because apparently, and I mentioned this on their Discord, by the way, and they did say that it has been updated as of this update, which is cool. Which, they are still going through stuff on the Discord right now as I'm doing the live stream right now. Which, I'm just gonna go ahead and There we go. Alright, that's been set. Not that makes a huge difference, but oh well. Okay, so that's all good. Now, one of the things that I was going to bring this up. So, jeez, why is my nose itchy? Always gets itchy on the outside when I stream. I have no idea why. Okay, anyway. I mentioned this on their Discord a while ago, and I was hoping that this would be updated. And thankfully they did update this, which is, I still need to test it. God, that's hot. Okay, never mind. Anyway, supposedly, they added in the ability to enchant this with capacity. And I need to see how well that works. Slash enchant capacity. What is the max level of capacity? I don't remember. I know it's going to be lower than 9. Okay, it's only 3. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so that one's enchanted. You know what? Okay, so the good news is Mechanism X Northstar is still working. Okay. Awesome. Mechanism X... Why is my nose itchy? I swear it only happens when I live stream. This makes absolutely 0 sense. This is unpleasant, uncomfortable, and embarrassing. Ugh. Anyway. So now that that's working, let me get a creative oxygen tank in a configurator. And again, I really should update this to Neoforge 1.21 at some point, but again, OG Northstar never did that, and now that Redux did, I don't know why I never did that. So, alright, anyway, infinite oxygen here. Hold on, I have to ask, because supposedly, and I mentioned this to, the developer, Red, on the Discord. I did say it was streaming, and the reason I bring this up specifically is because I have to ask one very specific question. For some reason, these seem to update immediately when I put these in. I don't know if it's because I'm in creative, but it seems that's an interesting thing that does that. Hold on. Why is my thing on YouTube? See if I can fix the live stream on my end. There we go. Cool. Okay, let's see. Let me fix some stuff. Oxygen. It's working fine with oxygen liquid though. I mean, and yes, I am aware that they fill the oxygen fillers instantly, but I thought it would, I thought the fillers required time to fill. Like, it's not the pipes and filling the fillers that I was worried about. It was the oxygen fillers taking time, because I swear I remember OG Northstar taking time, and I had Mech X Northstar on that. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like that takes... Actually, I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna take that back. It does make things a lot faster. Okay, so 1,800 millibuckets versus 30... Wait. That... Okay, here's why I'm confused. Okay, it's balanced with crate pumps, which is intended, which is 100% fair. I realize that was not what you originally intended with Redux and obviously OG Northstar, but this is my mod pack OverTechnical, so yeah, you can't account for that, although you are accounting for that now. I don't think that was your... Again, that's not your initial intention. Now what I'm curious about, this feels like Maybe I'm just misremembering capacity. But I feel like this is incorrect. And I know this has nothing to do with Redux specifically, but I feel like this does not add up in my mind. I think I'm thinking of the original back tanks having more. I have to double check that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some space suits real quick. So I'm gonna have this one be base. Actually, what I'm gonna do real quick is if I do this, I'm gonna need 4 of these. So this is gonna be the base one. This is gonna be capacity 1, 2, and 3. I feel like I might be misremembering how capacity works, not the enchantment, how much it fills up per. Let's see how much is actually in each of these, because I might be misremembering this. Okay, so there's our 1800. So that's 6,600 more. Maybe my internal math was off initially. That might be what it is. And I know since I do have Mech X Northstar, what I usually end up doing when I go into space is I will take a fluid tank with oxygen. I don't... That might be the case, because I had been stuck on, the reason I'm on 1.20.1 specifically is because OG Northstar never went past that. And they have since basically stopped development. Which I know is why you did this. Which is cool, not gonna lie. But I was stuck on OG Northstar specifically for longer than I wanted to because of specifically Mech X Northstar. So I knew about your mod. I couldn't use it because part of the mod pack hinged on it. And then this wasn't even your fault. This was not even your fault. So what I'm wondering, and this is just because I'm trying to wonder about the capacity enchant for now. Back tank, right. What am I thinking about? Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna use a regular back tank. I'm wondering. Oh, this is full. Oh well. I'm gonna do this the same way I did before. 1, 2, 3. I am curious how much is actually on. Oh, wait, does it? It told me. I should have expected that. I don't know why I didn't. Motor. And let's get some gear boxes. I'm just gonna go ahead and do all of that. And I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way up on all these. Those 4 are going to take their time. I heard one go off. If I get myself a wrench, I get a helmet. There we go. Okay, that's fair. I'm not saying you're wrong, I just didn't remember it. I want to test this myself just because I want to. So, forgive me on that. Wait. Huh? Am I supposed to actually be in water for it to actually tell me? That might be the case. Okay. One, two, three. Slash fill. Create framed glass hollow. And then if I just break all of this out, and then place air. And I get some ladders. So I can get up. If that's the case, if that's the case that shows in the create config, I mean, I'm not going to deny it. I just don't remember seeing it. That is not what I wanted. I want to put you on. There we go. Let's see. Okay, that's what I was wondering. It didn't show me until I do it. No. This one's capacity 1. 20 minutes. 25. 30. Okay. That's what I was wondering. I don't think it necessarily equates the same as Redux, but that's besides the point. Okay. I am going to go ahead and go through the changelog. I know there's a lot of stuff that's just like bug fixes and multiplayer rendered stuff, which the bug fixes aren't necessarily 100% important on a live stream or video. A lot of people probably don't care about it unless it's something super specific. In multiplayer, the pack isn't even available for the public yet. I'm still working on that. So multiplayer just doesn't exist at the moment. Let's see. Okay, so replace star map with space atlas. I did see that, but I didn't go any further than just knowing the item existed. I didn't actually look at it. I just know it's here. So what exactly is... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. If I'm understanding this correctly, which I could very well not be, I'm going to assume this means previously you would place paper into the telescope. You get all your stuff for the star maps and stuff. I'm guessing since previously you had an individual book for like the moon and Mars, things like that, you're condensing it all into a single book so you can grab everything and not have to swap everything around. I'm guessing that's what that is. Because usually when I make my rockets, I would have a specific barrel in here that would just basically be star map storage. So that if I wanted to go to the moon, I just grab the moon book. If I wanted to go to Mercury, I just grab the Mercury book. I don't think I need that anymore. If I'm reading this correctly, I don't need that anymore. I think that's what it is. Why knows? Why? It's always when I'm streaming. It's not fun. Okay. Hopefully, actual oxygen works just fine in space still, because I know things have changed. I'm hoping that I still can breathe in space. Just wait for game to catch up. There we go. Because I know my oxygen thing is in here, and again, it's using Mechanism X Northstar. Yep, it's still doing fine. Yeah, I'm gonna have to update that. Okay. That shouldn't be a huge problem. I was not expecting that to happen. Yeah, it is not Wait. Huh? That is weird. Pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. Okay, there's a visual bug. It might be something in my mod pack. It might be the actual mod update itself. I don't know. It's at least working. And definitely supposed to happen. I'll look into it. I know how the fan works, because obviously I had it set up initially. I don't... What do you mean it's supposed to happen? Because honestly, I kind of like the fact that you had it encasing, because it actually made it look like, you know, a block. If that makes any sense. Unless... and I could be wrong about this, so I was about to say correct me, but I can probably test this right now. Oh, if I could spell, that'd be helpful. I'm guessing. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. Is it actually like a visual bug? Because I know you're working on bug fixes since this is a new version. I know you are. That is bizarre. I guess I'm not terribly surprised. Okay, fair enough. I should have suspected that. I don't know why I didn't. Anyway, but yeah, at least I can breathe. So, at least Mech X Northstar still works. Jesus Christ. I mean, this is my own fault for doing it like this. Wow. I mean, I do love the fans, don't get me wrong. It does make it a lot easier to fill a massive space. Also, for those who are not familiar with this pack, I did end up removing from the schematic table the massive structure that was based off of the old base, the underwater base from Matter Overdrive, because I decided I wasn't gonna end up using that. It didn't matter. It wasn't worth, talking to Matter Overdrive dev to get permission to add to the pack. Not that makes a huge difference. Let's see. Okay, return tickets to be attained interacting with the station rather than being dropped from the ground. Okay. I don't need to test that, but I understand. More planets added to the visible sky. Okay. And I know I'm focusing on basically everything regarding this pack as a whole, this mod. But obviously I have to do stuff for my pack itself. Oh, landing court. So a waste stone, but for rockets for showing where it's supposed to land. Huh. Okay. Right click with a space atlas to add the waypoint's coordinates. I'll have to figure out how to do that. And I do also know in the changelog, and this is the one that I am super excited for. This is the one thing that I really wished for on OG Northstar. And I wished it would have been added, and I'm so glad it is. Space stations. I still need to look at that. That is gonna be insane. I need to look at that now. I need to. I do need to figure out how the rocket station works, though. There we go. One other... Oh, jeez. Voice crack. One other thing I am a little surprised you did. You rename this. I don't... I'm not... I was about to say I don't know why you felt the need to do that, but I shouldn't question these stuff. Why did YouTube say chat disconnected briefly? That's weird. Whatever. How is there... Okay, there's no GUI on it. Okay. Does this go on the rocket, or do I place it on the ground? I would imagine I place it on the ground, probably. The Atlas. Where's the Atlas? Free to Spaceless Atlas. That is something I do need. Oh yeah, I want this. Telescope. I want to see what this looks like. Flash time set midnight. I don't need to scan anything. There's a lot of stuff that's been added apparently. Huh? There's Moon. Okay, so there's Jupiter. And it says it cannot be landed on. Fair enough. I mean, it is a gas planet. How do you land on, you know, not solid ground? It sounds like a redundant statement, but that's besides the point. Is it because of... Oh! Oh, visible sky. I misread that. I'm stupid. Okay. Okay. Earth, Mars, Mercury, and Venus. No orbit dimension for the moon, which is interesting. Then again, moon is not very far from Earth, so that does make sense. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. But yes, I will say I did like being able to see them in the sky previously. I just misread it, I guess, is probably what it was. But yeah, that, I don't know which one that one is, just off the top of my head. It does look nice, though. I will say that. Pfft. I forgot I set that up for the thumbnail of Saturday's video. It doesn't matter. I can leave it. Alright, so we have a creative space atlas, so I don't need to worry about any of that. Also, Red, I should probably mention, I might need to talk to you about the pack as a whole in private at some point. The bright thing in the sky is the Northstar. Okay, fair enough. I might have to talk to you in private at some point about the pack itself and getting things like, you know, patched up and things like that once I get ready for testing. But that's going to take a while, so that's not going to be anytime soon. But that's completely your call whether or not that's okay. But that, besides the point. So, the fact that this is a thing now, obviously I'm using the creative one, but that's besides the point. I no longer need the, like I said earlier, I no longer need the barrel with all the different star map books. Hold on, how is this made? Not the creative one, just the atlas as a whole. How is this one crafted? A book in titanium. Okay, that's not terrible. That's actually pretty reasonable. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait. I need to try this now. Okay, so let's go ahead and do midnight. Huh. Interesting. This is not how I expected that to work. Do I need paper to do that? Yes, I do. Okay. If I have to guess, which I would assume I'm correct about. Wait. These are added? These weren't there in the last update, were they? I'm pretty sure they weren't. I didn't see anything in the changelog about this. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't say anything. Then I must not have never ever noticed them. Okay, I guess I'm not that observant. I never noticed you added those in the previously. That's on me. Okay, never mind. Anyway, so I don't need paper for this. Oh, I only need one. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they weren't. Face left. Oh, it's still empty? Okay. Okay, it has infinite fuel. The door is open, so it's not going to assemble. It's possible. Okay, the door is open, so I know it's not going to assemble, which is fine. I don't care. I just want to know if it's going to recognize the destination. Wait. And it closed the door? I don't like that. And the reason I say that is because usually when I'm working on making my rockets, I leave the door open on purpose so that I can double check to make sure everything is working. But leaving the door open means I know there's an oxygen leak so it doesn't actually assemble. That way I can double check and make minor adjustments before I'm ready. So this is a change I'm not happy with. I'm sure there's a reason for it though, so I'm not going to complain. It's going to take some getting used to is all. That is interesting. But it only has one level of moon in here. I'm going to guess if I do this twice. Okay, fair enough. I mean, it didn't do that in the last version, so something you did change. You might not be aware of it, though, so there's definitely that. So if I do this and that, it should be a different day, technically. Oh. Interesting. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Okay. Flash time add 5 1 day. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. Why? Okay. Do this again. I can definitely see Jupiter's moving. I was reading the cannot be landed on, and for a brief second my brain thought, I haven't landed there yet. I completely forgot. Okay. And plan unlocked. I am curious what the total science part is for, though, and why I can go beyond that. Okay. So this should hopefully... Okay, now I see that. Okay. It does say moon. It didn't say that before. It did not say that before. Okay. Open the door, please. Assemble. And it closed the door again for me. I'm fairly confident in the previous versions I played, it did not do that. I don't think you did that on purpose if you even did at all. It might just be a create thing like you said. Which is very highly possible. I'm not gonna, fault you either way. I sound so condescending. I'm sorry if that's the case. Okay. So that's how the new Atlas works. That's kind of cool. I do like that. That's a really nice addition. But again, yeah, like I used to do. If I get a barrel. There it is. That does make sense. I'm assuming that wasn't the case before because it was just basically more or less a straight up port, which I know it technically still is. But yeah, what I usually ended up doing was this would go somewhere in this build, and I just have oh, here's the moon map, here's the Mars map, things like that. Don't have to do that anymore. I love that. I absolutely love it. Why? Knows why? It's embarrassing. Stop it. Okay. That I love. I really love that. Okay. You used a chiseled bookshelf. Why did I not think of that? You have a very good point. I don't know why I didn't think of using the chisel bookshelf. I really don't. You've got a very good point. Is the chisel bookshelf added? When was the chisel bookshelf added? Hold on. Let me look this up real quick. The only reason I'm asking this is because I have vanilla tweaks added. Not vanilla tweaks, vanilla backport. I'm gonna look this up. Bookshelf. Hold on. Chisel bookshelf. When were you added? Oh boy, when were you added actually? History. Oh, you were added in 1.20. Okay. Did not know that. You reminded me of something that I had no clue about. Thank you. Not that's gonna make a huge difference now. Okay. Oh. I thought I grabbed the Creative Atlas. Yes, I didn't. Okay. Wait, Earth's orbit. Right, I know. Okay, never mind. Actually, I want to try. Hold on. I want to try something real quick. I mean, my base rocket is not supposed to be meant for, oxygen holding, but that's besides the point. Go through. Actually, Red, since you are here, couple things I want to mention, and this is, the first one's going to be for the mod pack itself, and the second one is something that I would love to see not added to the mod itself unless you really feel it necessary, but as an add-on. There is a add-on for Base Create. I'm going to mention that one first. There's an add-on for Base Create that, it's a go-kart mod, and you make all the parts, and then you have this massive assembly line to put together, and it uses a lot of the vanilla assets. Vanilla Create assets, excuse me. In order to make it look good. Like the engine in the back of the kart is a steam engine piston. The steering wheel is a schematic table. And the tires are mechanical belts. I would love to see like a buggy, like a lunar buggy or something added, and I feel like it would be more appropriate as an add-on. I'd have to find the go-kart mod to have a comparison, but I'm not adding it to this pack because I don't feel it necessary, but I do want to look that up again. I feel like that would be kind of a cool addition just as a separate add-on. And another thing that I did want to show off. Okay. I do want to test it. Game, thank you. Thank you, game. Okay. And another thing that I do want to show off, since I mentioned schematics. And this is with the pack itself, by the way. I do not expect you to add this to your mod, which is fine. It's understandable. Why don't I just do schematic? I don't need to load a schematic for you to understand this. But I have these domes that I designed. And I forgot I added a steam engine in here. Fair enough. Specifically for the mod pack itself. And these are just the lunar bases, the moon bases, because it's using the moon stone brick. I have basically the same one for all 4 planets. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna throw this into like the default pack for schematics so that everyone has it. I still gotta figure that out. Not sure how I'm gonna pull that off, but I'll figure that out eventually, I hope. I did also end up adding, and this is specifically to mention the Reds, specifically because their developer, they might find this interesting. I have no idea though. I have some add-ons that I made specifically in M Creator to kind of make the mod pack go a little bit smoother. I gotta remember where I placed them in this test world. I see this one right here. That one is there. Oh, right. The third one isn't even something I can place down. Right. Okay. I have create cobble generators, and I made it so that you can use that to generate the stones. And botany pot ore planting. You may think I'm cheating. I'm not going to deny that. But for the basis of this mod pack, this comes in super handy. And then I also have, oh, right, this isn't gonna show up, right, okay. Soil. Please tell me this is simply, yes, Northstar more processing. I'm gonna admit something right now, Red, and you're not gonna be happy that I'm admitting this, but I'm going to admit it. I do know for a fact, by taking the jars, renaming them to zip files, yes, I'm serious, I can look through certain aspects of it, and I found out how to reverse engineer finding the stuff in here and using that to my advantage to make recipes. I can't believe I'm admitting this out loud, but that's how I was able to get some of this stuff to work. I did the same thing with create teleporters, technically, because there's no recipe to put the quantum fluid on through spouting. And I had to add it myself manually, so that's where that started, technically. But I did find some overlaps, but that's because I originally did this with OG Northstar, so this isn't even your fault, it's not my fault. It just happened. At Redux. Oh boy. I'm gonna find a recipe that actually takes advantage of this. Moon sand. Yeah, there's an overlap. Fair enough. But this was not planned that there would be an overlap. Anyway, I'm going to assume. Let's go to the moon surface. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, fair enough, it doesn't actually show anything. Okay. So then I go to the moon surface and I can show that. I can save the destination, okay. Assemble the rocket. I do thankfully have the landing thing. What's it called again? Auto lander. Of course. Why did I not think of that? Okay. Something that would be honestly really cool. I don't know how this would be pulled off. But screen shake as the launching sequence is going. I don't know how that would work. Oh, it did say in the changelog the particles were changed for this. I don't really see much of a difference, but unless I'm misremembering something here. Okay, there we go. Now let's see if this lands exactly where I put it. How does this work, actually, is my question. So I just have to wait for... Oh, it is trying to load in chunks. It's trying to load in chunks. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, it's already loading in chunks. Okay. Uh-oh. I don't get the contraption view for some reason. That's bizarre. That was weird. Landing, it didn't let me do that. That's interesting. Now let's see. Oh, it's right here. Okay. That makes sense. I like that. That's kind of cool. Alright, so. I imagine that's probably a bug. I'm sure that's probably a bug. Oh, that's how that works. Okay. Don't need that, though. Earth's orbit. Identical position? No. Oh, I have to save it right. Okay. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Okay, never mind. That's my fault. Okay, I just read what Linux said, and I was aware of that. And I used that to my advantage to double check the parameters of my rockets. I did that on purpose. I took advantage of that heavily for that exact reason. I knew that was a thing. Okay, so I am in... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not moving. I can't get up. I can't get on my chair. This... Am I actually, like, bugged? I think it's trying to load chunks. I literally can't move. Oh, there it goes. Huh. I can't break anything. I can't move. Oh, I am descending now. I didn't even notice that. You can't. Okay, I mean that makes. Hold on. Okay, so I am technically in orbit, which is fine. I'm not denying that. Hold on. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, and I am descending. I would have sworn that you could build space stations. Oh wait, hold on. Oh wait, no, it's landing now. It's landing. Or at least it says it's landing. Okay, now I can get up. Okay. Alright, interesting. Oh boy. And there's literally zero grab. I'm not even touching anything. I'm not actually flying right now. Okay, now I'm flying. But if I double space, I'm touching nothing here. My hands are up. So it's just floating. I mean, 0G, so it makes sense. That's cool. I like that. Whoa. Oh, I thought it was flowing all the way back to Earth. Okay, here's my question. Does this count as like an immersive portal situation where if you have it set up correctly, you can travel all the way up to get to the end and travel all the way down to get to the nether? I don't know if that makes any sense, but okay, let me rephrase that to see if it makes better sense. If I were just to fall down and go to, like, I don't know, y negative 1,000 or something, does that send me back into Earth and send me into, like, y positive 3,000 on Earth? Does that work? If no, I'm not surprised. I'm just wondering. The other thing I'm going to test very briefly. Yeah, that makes sense. Not surprised. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to do a space station out here. I mean, not now, but this is cool. I love this. So there's no actual space station. It does do that? Actually? Really? Huh. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I was kind of half not expecting it, and I don't know why. Because this is technically its own dimension. That shouldn't work, at least in my... that should technically be the void, the way my brain initially processes it. You thought of that! Okay. Now that I've got that worked out... Launching yourself with a TNT cannon. Okay, now my mind is trying to wrap around the logistics of that, because you're getting a million TNT and hopefully still survive from the explosions. Too late, Linux. Too late. Also, Linux, your name... Oh. Because it's not assembled. Linux, to me, your name seems familiar because there's a YouTuber that I follow called Rage Plays Games that has a friend named Linux, and he's a regular on his teaching his idiot friends how to create. You're not the same Linux, are you? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me one way or another. Set block. Dirt. I'm just curious. It's literally the only reason. Fair enough. I was just asking out of curiosity, and that's it. I don't care either way. I just... I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go out 3 on each side. Okay. And then I'm fairly confident that if I were to take and do... Let me get my schematics real quick. That's fine. I was just curious. I was literally just... When did I add this to my schematic list? I'll look at that another time. I don't care right now. Let's grab a small move. Actually, let's make 3 of these. Let's do a... Don't need all 3 of those. Make a small... No, I did not do that on purpose. Let's make a small moon dome. Medium moon dome. And a large moon dome. I'm not the best builder, so I'm just gonna do this. Which one's the large? This one's the large. I am going to go ahead and move... Nope. Move you to right about 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And print. And then I'm going to add a small moon dome. Go ahead and move you to here. And this is where I'm going to put my oxygen system here. 1, 2, and 3. Print. I think I'm just going to do that for now. And if I were to do... Slash fill. I grab the higher up. Which block was this that I was using? Sheet metal. Northstar. Okay, right. Sheet metal. I can use the titanium. Titanium. What do I have available for titanium? Not really a ton. Titanium, sheet metal, replace Northstar, moon, stone bricks. Okay. Let's get some glass, sheet metal. Okay, so there's no, okay, so I'm gonna need copycat stairs. Fine. I'm just gonna do what I usually do with these. This. Nothing fancy, but this works for what I usually do. And if this works correctly, which I would assume it does, because I've done this before. Oh yeah, I need this again. And copycat. There's... this gladly, that's fine. Let me get this titanium door, and just because I want to iron, I just want to make sure this works the way it usually does for me. I will get this set up for actual proper oxygen in just a moment. I just want to make sure I get the doors the way I want them to. With oxygen, plan anyway. And I get a wrench. Special so that I can't, there we go. Basically for airlock purposes. There we go. I missed some of this. Okay. I'm just gonna leave that for now. Oh well. It's gonna look weird, but I don't care right now. I'm just testing. Experimenting with stuff. Okay. I should really look through the changelog a bit more, actually, now I think about it. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna look through some of this stuff. Okay, the oxygen filler with on a mounted contraption. Okay, interesting. Data pack base plant definitions to a data pack based system, which probably means adding in new planets, which I did notice on the Discord. Someone mentioned there was an add-on that somebody had made that took advantage of that to make new dimensions. Make some new planets. Actually, no, let's just use great. Then need you here. You there. Astronomy table to use the new science system. I did see that. The telescope menu, I did see that. rocket waypoint for landing coordinates that I noticed. Return ticket to notice that. The falling planets to the visible sky. I didn't see any of that technically, but that makes sense. Orbit dimensions for Earth, Mars, Mercury, Venus. I did see that. Increased distance from which rockets can be heard. Interesting. Updated suffocation death messages. Huh. Change sulfuric acid damage type from lava to acid. Okay. Cube JS to define planets and dimensions. Sable and Vicurian sky support for oxygen sealers and temperature regulators. Wrong version for my mod pack to put that in the changelog, but oh well. Anyways, let's grab myself a sink. Pipe. Separator. Configurator. I'm just gonna do this a little bit at a time. I did not think about that. You're correct. I completely forgot that Valkyrian Skies was on this version. Not that it matters for this pack. Rotary condensator. That, so then fluid gets pulled in. Gases go. Nope, output 1. Gases input. Combustion engine. Which, this is a change that, I'm not super happy with, but I will say makes sense. And I know this is not this current update. But realistically, scientifically, it makes a ton of sense. Not being able to use it unless there's atmosphere. That was a smart decision. I was not happy when I first discovered it. I've gotten used to it since, and it makes a ton of sense. I've gotten used to it. I think it's fine. I don't know why I said it like that, but oh well. Okay, so this needs to go to fluid output. So if I get controller, and I do like the fact that it requires stress. It makes a ton of sense. Because when I was playing OG Northstar, I could run it at max RPM and be fine. It don't like that. And I need a cog. And you know what? Since I now know there's an iron cog wheel, I'm taking advantage of that. Get an alternator here. Oxygen. Yeah. Oxygen sealer. Temperature regulator. I'm gonna need some gearboxes. Got way too many options here. I just realized I can't. Oh, whoa. What am I doing? I can't reach that if I do it like that. I mean, hold on, wait a minute. How did I never notice that before? That is cool. That is way cooler than it has any right to be. That is awesome. Okay, anyway. I just realized why that's a problem. Why that shouldn't have, wait, it's 192. There we go, cog. Oh, wait, that's gonna be a slight problem. I just realized that's gonna be a slight problem. Okay. Before I go any further, let's get one of your solar panels. Let me get some chain drives. Give me an ender transmitter. I'm gonna need to put this out. I hope this still works. It should. In theory. In theory, this should still work. Right? Yep, it rotated. Chain here. Wait, hold on, wait a minute. How fast? How fast does the combustion engine even work by default? I don't remember. I'll figure it out. Nope, not that. Stop it. Thank you. Fix station. Go. I don't remember how fast it works by default. Did you add that then? Hold on. Engine. Let me read that then. Yes, you did. Okay. Hydrogen gas. Speed at 48 RPM. Okay. Liquid hydrogen. Okay. That makes sense. So 48 RPM. Okay. You said on Discord that Redux will have been... Sorry, not Redux. Mech X Northstar broke because of some weird computational thing. I don't remember the exact wording you used, but you said something along those lines. It seems to be working fine, though. So I have no idea what your issue will have been with that, then. I mentioned it. I know I mentioned it. Let me look. Let me look on Discord real quick and see if I can find where I said it. From me. Where did I even say this? I know I did. Where did I say this? Huh. Any backend changes that might... Okay. I did say it. It wasn't you that responded. Okay. The exact wording is, it will not work anymore due to the circumference parameters being adjusted to work with the new version. Which, again, it wasn't you that said it, Red. It was a person by the name of Do Not Trust Me. And then I said that I don't know what that's supposed to mean, and they responded with, me neither. So, I mean, the name should have been a dead giveaway. Then again, it didn't even say that they're a developer either. I fell for that trap. That's my fault. Alright. Correct. Yeah, the liquid oxygen at the start of the stream, correct. Which, the liquid hydrogen technically is under the same umbrella. It's 7 and, station? Is this correct? That's correct? Okay. Yeah, that... One of your other co-developers are the same color. You are not. Which, to be fair, I got confused. So that's partially my fault. I will take blame for that. No, that's going to be output 2. This is going to be gases. Oh, yeah. Input. Okay, and that's going to be oxygen sealer. Fluids. Output. Okay, so... Okay. You need another horizontal gearbox. You don't have any oxygen in you yet, though. You're making literally nothing. Okay. Let's get chain drives going. Let's get fans. It is technically connected, which is great. Okay, that's not showing any leaks. Okay, good. Perfect. It says temperature's fine for now. I don't have oxygen at the moment. Okay. Okay, so I'm not getting the freezing, which I knew I wasn't going to get oxygen. And there I'm getting the freezing. So temperature's fine. I just need to get power to the rest of the system. And yeah, tags, that is the thing about Mech X Northstar, to be fair. Which you didn't develop, I don't think. And what I mean by that is, you obviously didn't develop, you know, the tag system. I think Mech X Northstar had to do that itself. I could be wrong, I'd have to look into the files. Also, it is not needed for the mech suit. The mech suit is a nice addition, don't get me wrong. But the forge tag is what allows the Mech X Northstar to allow mechanism fluids to work with Redux. Because I know that because it wouldn't work previously. Because I knew about Redux long before I moved to Redux. And that is the exact reason why. Because I was waiting for Mech X Northstar to update to work with Redux. And I was on regular OG Northstar for longer than I wanted to. Granted, I've had Redux for a while at this point, but that's beside the point. Does it? I did not know that. Okay, that's good to know, I guess. Okay, so let's get some basic cables, an energy cube, and one piece of redstone dust, which I found this out through experimentation. That I can just power it with one single... Oh, it's already powered. I should not be surprised by that. Input. I mean, if you're wrong about that, you're wrong about that. I'm not going to judge you either way. I just realized, since it's already powered... Engine's not braking, which it does sometimes do that, and that's just a matter of adjusting the actual mechanical circuitry. So that's not on you, Red. That's just adjusting the actual system. Thankfully, it's not braking at the moment, which is great. Actually, now I think about it. I don't actually need the hydrogen system. Actually, no, I take that back because I could take advantage of the hydrogen system to extract for fuel. Yeah, I'm aware of this. I am aware of this. I just have to do that every so often if it decides to be a little bit weird with me sometimes. So I know that's just create. I know that's something I can change on it. I was just waiting to see if I actually need to do that first. Okay. Perfect. Okay. It is working. That being said, I forgot. I forgot. Oh, I did not do the fill command correctly. I completely forgot. Oh, boy. Okay. And I did intentionally set the grates to not be in this airlock. Because, you did it too fast, it would not like that. You know what? Let's do that. Wait a minute, hold on. Then it's gonna try to suffocate literally everybody. I think. Wait, no. I'm dumb. I am dumb. This is fine until I go out there. I just realized that's fine until I technically go out there. If I were to get a lever as demonstration. Yeah, that's how an airlock should work, right. If I go out here, now it's suffocating me. Okay. How did I not think about that? Yeah, no, I figured that out with, because it took me a moment to figure that out. And I've done this before, to be fair. Oh, wait, I don't want to do that right now. Okay. So, is there anything else in the changelog that I have not gone over so far that isn't, like, multiplayer or bug fix related? Let's see. Temperature regular setting can be copy-pasted using a clipboard. That makes sense. Rocket takeoff, rocket travels, rocket crashes, not being counted. Entities flickering during rocket flight. I have over 100 like mods in here. My pack is not 100% optimized. That might not be the case in my end. I'm not gonna fault you on that. Fix issues with when applying superglue to the interplanetary navigator. Entity falling out of rockets during flight. Return tickets sometimes not being removed. Any armor counting as oxygen sealing. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Oxygen sealer temperature regular not displaying seal progress. Engine block an item renamed. Fixed telescope oxygen sealer regulator menus opening on the host world when hosting on land world. I'm guessing what that means is on a land world somebody else opened it and opened on the host. I'm guessing what that is. Thruster particles being updated. I didn't really see much. You could go into space with leather armor and not suffocate. That's what that bug fix is? That's so dumb. I mean, sure, it's oversight. I'm guessing it's gotta be an oversight, but like, that sounds so dumb. That's funny. That's interesting. Okay. Fire is now longer no, okay, probably a slight typo here. Fire is no longer extinguished below wait. Am I reading this wrong, or is there actually a typo in this changelog? Fire is now longer extinguished below -100 Celsius to match behavior of other blocks. Okay, fair enough. Hey, at least someone caught it for you. Fog fading in and out during Martian sandstorm. Wait, no longer... Okay, never mind then. Okay. I thought I had it right the first time. I was right, okay. Skyblocks rendering issues with Oculus and shaders. I don't use shaders personally, so this one doesn't apply to me. Plants rendering through the ground. Additional source rendering incorrectly. Inconsistent rendering when leaving atmosphere. Change atmosphere height to be dynamic to world height. Okay. Fog rendering issues with distant horizons. Rockets stalling from drills. Portable storage interfaces. Rockets rubber banding up and down during launch. Encased fans working on plants without atmosphere. How would that make any change? Wait, no. You need an atmosphere to be able to bulk smelt, I'm guessing. Because otherwise, there's nothing to push. I'm guessing that's what that means. Let's do a test of that. I'm gonna try that. I'm guessing that's what that means. Nothing. I'm not even being pulled. Okay. I can see some slight particles, so I think it's at least trying. But obviously it can't. That makes a lot of sense. It should work in the base, though, now. Right? It should, right? Okay, there's particles now. Okay. That makes a lot of sense, though. Oh, wait, I want to try something. Hold on. I want to try something. No, let's go in here. I want to try this. Just to see how this works. Oh, flight. Creative mode flight, please. Thank you. Yeah, let's just do 16. Just because why not? Let's get a lever. Now I can see. Yep, just as I suspected. And that stopped instantly, which makes sense. It takes a... It took a few seconds the first time, though. Oh, well, not a huge deal. It might just be the game trying to render it a little bit. Probably. Did I... Oh, because I used the lever. Never mind. I thought I pressed the button. That's my fault. I thought rendering was being stupid. It was me who was being stupid. Alright. That's a cool addition. That makes a lot of sense. Sealers don't update instantly. Okay. I'll try that. Let me get goggles then. Yeah, it's interesting. Of course, this looks a little weird considering I technically already have goggles on my skin, but that's besides the point. What am I looking for? Because if it's anything that if I crouch at current speed and from other sources? Wait, no, what? Okay, whatever. What? Okay, fine. Alright. On which it has a time that it checks. Oh, that makes sense. If I get an oxygen filler, and I get a liquid output, let me get a space suit. Slash enchant me capacity. Oh wait, I need this to be capacity of 3, just because I want to. Oh, right, because, okay. Because I already did that. Space. Now let's try this again. That is so weird that Minecraft won't let me do that, but... Well, that didn't take long. I mean, it wasn't the pipes this time. I mean, it worked. That's all I was checking. I did read that there's a new titanium trapdoor. That looks nice. I mean, it's just a trapdoor. It looks cool. Okay, let's see. In case fans, okay, a bunch of sounds being global instead of per block. That's fine. Entities not being affected by custom gravity. All entities and most mod entities are now properly affected by gravity. I'm sure that the most modded entities, obviously you can't account for literally every single mod. Elytra working on dimensions without atmosphere, which I have never tried. So I could test it, but I have no frame of reference. I mean, I could downgrade, but obviously that's going to break a bunch of stuff now. But I've never tested that, because in this pack, I always work towards jetpacks. So Elytra didn't even matter. Lunar glowstone caves, missing glowstone park. I've never really thought that was a problem. I just saw the glowstone and thought, okay, that's fine. Unless they're supposed to have particles when they're in the cave and they weren't. Which doesn't make sense because vanilla glowstone doesn't give off particles. Unless you're breaking it, which that's a completely different story. So now I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I'm actually going to go back to the moon. Am I still flying? No. Ambient biome particles? Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Can I actually just fly in? Oh, dear God, this is insane. I mean, 0G, I mean, the logic there. Oh, this breaks my brain so much. 0G, I mean, it makes sense. But, like, this is not normal. This is not normal for Minecraft. My brain is not processing this correctly. It is simultaneously awesome and cursed. How did I not notice this? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is crazy. I want to know how you pulled it off, but there's probably a lot of technical jargon that's going to fly right over my head. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You know, I just realized something. I have this that I've been developing recently. I still need to add stuff to it, so it's basically empty at the moment. Floating sand and minecarts. You know what my brain went to? I'm sure you're familiar with like an OG vanilla trick where you place sand on top of a double tall plant, and then if you break everything correctly, the sand will stay floating. Obviously, that's a bug, but since there's literally 0G, that doesn't matter. I gotta try that. Hold on. How did I not think of that? Oh my, that, no. No. That is wrong on so many levels. But, I mean, I know I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again, 0G, it makes sense, but that is not normal. I want to know how you managed to do this in coding, but I am not a coding expert. Even just explaining it in the most basic of sense is going to just fly past my head. I am not going to understand a word of it. Wow! This is not normal. That just is not normal. I don't like that, and that is the good kind of not liking that, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't. Normal in orbit, you're correct. Wait, the sounds are softer. You worked on sound design. Okay. Wait, let me go inside and check that. Oh, there's oxygen here, technically. I mean, not perfect, but it's here. Normal in orbit, yes. But again, for someone who does a lot of Minecraft, obviously that is not normal. I know you know what I mean. Okay, I'm gonna have to throw a... No, it makes perfect sense because of zero orbit, or 0Gs. I'm not gonna deny that. I should have put down a launch thing. Or a guide thing, or whatever it was called. I can't remember off the top of my head. Because it's brand new. But wow. Oh, that is cursed beyond everything that Minecraft physics states. Thank you. I was on the right path. Okay. Rocket station not dropping items when destroyed. Never tried that, so I don't have any frame of reference. Rocket station creating ghost items when used by multiple players at once. Interesting. That's gonna confuse the mobs too, which is saying a lot considering you gotta deal with their AI. Don't care about the tickets anymore because I'm in creative, but that's beside the point. Where do I put my teleporter? I am going to have to put in... Seriously? I mean, I guess that makes sense, but like... Wait, hold on. Are all of these 0G changes the reason why it took this long? I mean, I'm not gonna argue, but like... You had to do some serious magic behind the scenes to pull this off. No wonder space stations took so long. Wow. I am beyond impressed. I don't even think there's a word to describe that. Anyway... I am gonna have to throw into the guidebook the fact that you can just straight up fly in 0Gs without a jetpack. They weren't. Okay, so you still have plans, which makes sense from what I'm reading, which is fine. And it wasn't even the hard. What was the hardest part then? In this update, I should specify, because there's stuff that's even harder that isn't released. I'd rather you not spoil it yet. Let's head back to Earth. I mean, I know I could use the rocket, but I have this. Wait, what? No, I didn't. Great, now I'm gonna have to go back. Dang it. Okay. I'm gonna have to try that. I'll set up a full portal eventually to go back and forth. Right now, we just want to get this. I'm gonna have to go back to that. Configurator. Thank you. I'll get this set up eventually. There's nothing in it at the moment, which is fine. I'm gonna have to do this all over again. I don't know why I didn't think about that. You're right. I mean, if the sand didn't break my brain initially, I can already tell what's going to happen without even testing it, just based off of what you said. I mean, I did the sand, like I said, so that alone tells me everything. Oh, geez, get down. There we go. I do like the fact that the sound is a lot, quieter. I don't need this. But yeah, I didn't try that. I'm guessing... Hold on. Right, lava farms in 0G, yeah. I didn't think about that either, you're right. I will say that I don't have to worry about dripstone water farms because I'm using the sinks from cooking for blockheads. It's how I'm doing my power system for all of that. I don't have to worry about that specifically. This should land... Yeah, it's already above the right spot. Okay, I'm not... What is this? Okay, I know this isn't your mod, but when did this get added? When was this added in an update to Steam and Rails that I just never noticed? Okay. I mean, again, I know it's not your mod, but I've never seen it before. I just got distracted for a brief moment. Don't worry about it. Fix windmill's incorrect speed on chunk reload. Not sure how that's related, but whatever. Large fan not rendering from afar. It doesn't even render up close. Circuit engraver sounds stuttering. I've never noticed that. Changes shoots neutral speed relative to the gravity. Interesting. Wait a minute. If that's the case... Oh, cobble gens are gonna just break. That's fair. Chassis. I do not expect this to work, obviously, but I'm testing it anyway. Just because I want to. This should be enough by default. Yep, as expected. Oh, right, turn you off first. That's expected. 0G, 0 atmosphere. Yep, that makes sense. 0G, 0 atmosphere freezes instantly. That probably has something to do with the temperature. Wait. Okay. I do not remember. What is the melting point of water Celsius? I think it's like 33 in Fahrenheit, but I don't know like the conversion rate off the top of my head. Celsius to Fahrenheit. Let's set this to, I guess, 40 in Fahrenheit. Okay, let's just set this to about 5, I guess. Freezing and 100 is boiling. Fair enough. Okay. Oh, I probably didn't set this correctly and confirm. Yeah. Oh, whoa, no. Oh. This is not what I expected when you said... Oh. I thought it would just be in stasis. Since there's no gravity, I thought it would just be in stasis. Oh, wow. Honestly, that makes sense. Wow. Jesus Christ. It literally acts like a gas. In modded, it acts like a gas in modded. Or more advanced. That is... I hadn't thought about that. Also, since I'm guessing we technically have atmosphere in here now. No. We have atmosphere in here. How does that not work? I mean, it's... True. You're right. I didn't think about that. You're right. Mechanical fans wouldn't count, would they? Although, technically, if that did work, you're using stress to create stress, which isn't exactly ideal. So, that wouldn't even matter. You're basically trying to create perpetual motion at that point, if that's what was going on. So let's get schematic. If I get spell correctly, that'd help. I'm not going to do the portal now, but I'm going to get the structure set. I am going to get the structure set. Oh, nope. I mean, I guess I can technically put the portal down, but I'm going to have to set the coordinate stuff done. So that's not going to make a difference. Right? Copycat stairs. Okay, this is gonna bother. Realize slash fill. See if I can find. There we go. Found it. I'll do that later, but oh well. Okay. Alright, so let's see what else. Monsters. Okay, spacesuits to support the capacity enchantment I did see. Astronomical reading stack size to 1. Okay, I can already tell what's going to happen there. I already know. I already know. You don't have to explain any further. Well, that's just gone. That's not landing on anything. That's never coming back. It's just I lit. What? Why do you do that? There's nothing out here. Okay. Well, that's just gonna land on the rocket. Why did it do that? Oh, they're triggered when stalled. That's fair. I threw it at the rocket. This is good enough. I knew it was going to just go in a straight line when you said something. I knew. I knew. Okay, let's get a motor. So I don't have to do this in here. I can just do it. Then again, 0G everywhere. It doesn't matter. Let me get a regular chute. And I'm going to grab... wrench, right. I need a wrench. And I'm going to grab a drawer. And I'm going to give myself an infinity upgrade just because why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wait, items don't move? That seems interesting. Hold on, wait. I mean, that's what I was thinking. Is it even gonna do anything? Okay, I expected that, to be fair. That is not something I have ever seen. The chute information, that is a brand new piece of chute information I have never seen before, and it makes sense. Okay, I didn't even need to put the infinite upgrade in there. It didn't matter. Okay, change monster spawner light requirement from 0 to 0 through 7. So basically reverting it to, you know, old school vanilla. I don't know how that would technically work in 0G, because you can't, you know, force them. Titanium trap door. Update textures and wait, oh, I did read this, but I didn't check it. I didn't read it, but I did check it. You know, I probably should set up the teleporter. Let me get an advanced TP link. Quantum. There we go. Let me get some pipe. Let me get a configurator. I'm gonna do this for now. In 0G, I mean, sure. You did mention that the AI confirms, you know, them having the weightlessness. Okay, hold on. Correct me if I'm wrong here, and this is for IRL physics and not in-game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Fish, to an extent, can technically survive in 0G because, I mean, obviously you're not filtering the oxygen out of the water, but on Earth, their gills collapse because they're not in water and they don't in 0G. I would imagine that's not the case in Minecraft because of hard coding, unless you change that. But IRL, that should technically work. I believe. I could be wrong. Oh, it's this tab right here. I want you and I want you. I'll set doors later, I don't care. I'll get the teleporter set up properly later. But if I get this started, at least I'll be happy for another time. Okay. Let me get a sheep, I guess. Okay, sheep. I'll at least put a couple of doors down. How are you going to handle this? This should not be funny. I mean, it makes sense. You do not know. No, he does not know what to do. This should not be this funny. This should not be this funny. You're having fun there, buddy. I know there's no grass to eat. I'm sorry. Okay. A stronger sword somewhere? There's 9. 12. I'll grab you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, that was kind of funny to watch. Anyway. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to check all of that. Moon. Hold on. At Redux spawn. They don't need oxygen to survive on the other planet, so they should be fine here, right? You change. What did you move? Change. Let's see. Okay, so the moon mobs you changed. So there's the moon eel, moon snail. Wait, you changed the textures for the moons? I didn't even notice. Moon. Okay, so these guys are new models and textures. Is it because I'm in peaceful? Is that why? Yep, that's why. Difficulty easy. Okay, so Oh, that's interesting. I do not know. I've never used that thing before. He doesn't know what to do. He does not know what to do. He does not know what to do. Okay. Interesting. I almost feel like in a future major update, you need to add like an artificial gravity block or something that requires like a ton of stress. Something along those lines. Wait, is he bigger than he used to be? I think he's bigger than he used to be. Moon eel. That looks more or less... I think you just increased the model size on some guys. What about the snail? Okay, that's definitely different and a lot larger. I like that. Martian bush. Event, wither sapling. Okay, so it looks like a lot of this stuff I just didn't notice. Okay, you didn't do the models. Okay. The models, from what I can tell, seem to be more or less the same from what I remember. He doesn't know what to do. There's no gravity here. The models look about the same, but larger. I would imagine that might be a bug. Maybe. Unless you talk to the person who did this and ask them otherwise. This does not feel right to me. But then again, I'm going off of what I remember from the previous version, so... there's that. It probably was not intended to be this large, yeah, is what I'm guessing, unless you mean probably not in another way. I'm not going to go ahead and go any further than that with the mobs, because I think I got the idea. I mean, there's going to be more that I'm going to have to see, but that's beside the point. So, Northstar items, so... the Martian strawberry stuff and the Martian seeds are apparently not now updated. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I don't remember what it looked like before. You have to go through the files. Oh, these definitely do kind of look interesting. And very different. Oh yeah, you did say glowstone is slightly different. I do want to ask when titanium ore became a thing. Those are the only ones with changed models. I mean, I think you can still... I could be wrong about this, but I think you could still scale them down a bit, model-wise, and the texture should more or less stay the same. I could be mistaken, because I'm not a coding expert. I'm only learning more recently a little bit to work on some of my, like, changes in, well, patchouli, but patchouli is a little bit different. But I'm pretty sure you could just, like, scale them down physically and it should be fine. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. What else? Oh yeah, I did want to look at the glowstone. I would assume the particles will still show up, even though we're not in the right area. Or maybe not. And I should probably mention I have a resource pack on, so don't like think you did something wrong. I have a resource pack installed. Yeah, Northstar ore borers right here. Okay. Okay, so that was intentional. Okay. But yeah, I added ore borders using resource packs, so don't worry about that. I did that for basically all my ores, except for titanium, which, I do not remember titanium having an ore version. So I never went and made an ore border for resource packs for that. When was titanium added as an ore? I don't remember, because you have to make... Is titanium the one I'm thinking of, though? Okay, it was the one... I mean, I kind of figured. And I do... Okay. Titanium was added with Redux, yes. Ores are on different planets, I expected that. I must not have seen titanium ore before. Because I added the ore boards with Redux on the rest of them, and I just must not have noticed titanium. Alright, whatever. I'm not gonna argue. I'm gonna have to go through the textures and fix that myself. Again, that's literally just personal preference. Actually, I didn't even mention that earlier, but that's beside the point. Oh, yeah, I wanted to check the particles because apparently it didn't... Oh, right. I need to fix that. Right. Moon surface. I'm gonna have to check a cave to see the particles. Because I haven't seen that. I am going to have to check the weather on Mars and Venus as well. I might do that off cam though, because I'm going to have to do some other stuff IRL. Which one, the particles or the weather? Also, I will say, when you initially added in the auto lander, that was super handy because obviously landing is kind of annoying to do manually. If it doesn't work, I mean, I'm sure you're working on bug fixes anyway. Yeah, I don't need the return tickets. Oh, close, thank you. I'm gonna get rid of that because I don't need you right now. Also, why are the space mobs considered hostile? Because the lunar ones, they're not neutral technically. They're completely passive, right? I haven't tested that. I'm guessing there, because I did see something like that in the changelog. Let me look again. But I will say... Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. Okay. I mean, that could be changed in like a future update. Maybe not a bug fix, maybe a major update so you have time to, you know, work on new stuff. Also, the reason I'm streaming this is because I have been working on this pack for a while, and I wanted people to see one of the major aspects of my mod pack having a major upgrade. So is it supposed to be a cave biome? According to Journey Map or something? Regarding the particles? Is it supposed to say a lunar cave? Or did 3D no, 3D biomes are a thing already. They should be. Because of caves and cliffs, and 1.20 is after. Okay. Actually, hold on. I don't even need to use locate. I think. Should work with nature's compass. Maybe. I mean, I can still do it, but it should be in here. Lunar Azarine Caves. Hey, oh wait, hold on. You added like... You just added biome? Are they... Sorry, my brain is breaking right now. Did you add biomes in this update? Or am I missing that from last update and never noticed? Are these literally... Hold on. Then I am stupid because I didn't even notice that before. I just thought, like, you know, moon is moon. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not that far. Okay, I can just locate this laterally and I can go into spectator. Also, one thing I will mention. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, I think I've seen this one. Have I seen this one? No. There's another one that I was looking at while I was just exploring for testing purposes and I opened the door already. That one I must not have seen specifically. I should mention that there was an add-on that I was looking at a while ago that added in structures, but I ended up having to remove it because it was not working right, but then again it was in its like 1.0 version. Okay, Lunar Glowstone Cave. I mean, since I'm in this, it's not going to tell me. Okay, let's just do /locate at this point. Locate, biome, Northstar Lunar Glowstone Cavern. 330. I'm close. Okay, let's just see if I'm at it. Huh? Oh, wait, hold on. I see the particles already. Oh, that is cool. It's not a large area, but that looks cool. Looks like a bunch of fireflies. Oh, that is awesome. It's not a huge... It's not huge. It might just be Whirlgin that's causing it, but that looks awesome. Whirlgin might have just simply turned this into a tiny tunnel, maybe. But that looks really interesting. I love that. So you were... I'm guessing this is only a thing in the biome itself. Yeah, unlucky Gen. So there are like larger caves, I'm guessing. Okay. But that looks awesome. Oh geez, lag. Can you stop, please? I'm not even touching anything. I'm just waiting until it calms down. Alright, that's a little better. That's a little better. Also, I feel like this could just be my bias towards, you know, how I see caves in vanilla overworld, but these lunar geodes feel a bit too common. But I also know that the lunar sapphires are kind of important, so I feel like there's like a slight 50-50 in that regard. If that makes sense. I have night vision, and yet this area is dark. What's going on with this? Oh, this is filled with ice. Okay. But yeah, there was a add-on, like I was saying, that had some new structures but wasn't working correctly, and I accidentally spawned one of the largest craters that you can spawn in the overworld testing area. So there's this giant hole that I had to fill back in the ocean with water, because I wasn't gonna spend time, you know, filling a bunch of stone and gravel, but that's besides the point. I ended up removing it because it was being weird. But I think like some new structures, since you are technically working on your own thing, and it's both a port and an overhaul, new structures would be nice. Since you are obviously adding way more than the original ever did. Alright, so let's go back to the changelog. Anything I'm missing? so far. Okay, so there's the updated textures part, Mars weather and Venus weather. I will check that off camera, but just changing that to be /rain makes sense. That makes things a lot simpler. Multi-state copycats now coming towards rocket weight. Okay. JEI information for the atmosphere concentrator, heat shielding, oxygen filler. I looked at that off camera. I guess I can show it off now, but I did see that. Gases from different planets and their collection rate. Wait, collection rate? I have no idea what that's supposed to mean, but okay. Heat shielding, I did see that. Like, for example, if I get plating. Hold on. Let's do that. Because now we have the heat shielding. Oh, it just shows literally everything. Tier 1. It's tier 3. Okay. Oxygen filler showing spacesuits can be filled and supporting liquids. I did see that. Oh. Okay. I just got distracted. That's interesting. The category name to show them all. I mean, it is meant to be used from the rocket station. I mean, I got that part. Oh wait, there is a ponder menu here, though. I don't remember there being a ponder menu, though. Yeah, I don't remember there being a ponder menu. Thrusters require fuel. Additional storage for resources, okay. 1 seat on the flight. Choose and destination assemble the rocket. Okay, yeah, this is definitely new, I'm pretty sure. Doesn't apply to moons. This is a cool rocket, though. Don't forget to glue it. Scaffold. Okay. Yeah, this is new. Yeah, that's why I figured. Is there like a... Oh, of course. I should not have been surprised by that. I was hoping I could look inside and see if it shows me any information. Yeah, I guess that makes sense that it didn't. I must not have ever noticed the ponder then. I don't know how. I'm just now realizing that you're telling me there has been stuff in here that I have somehow completely glossed over. But at the same time, I don't think some of the stuff that you said has been there, I've noticed, only because of the fact that I knew so much of it from base Northstar. And that, I don't think had any ponders. I'm pretty sure base Northstar had 0 ponders. And so moving over to Redux, there's definitely stuff I've never noticed. Yeah, that's what I didn't think it did. So I never noticed the ponders because OG didn't have them, and I knew how the mod worked. So I didn't even bother looking for ponders. So you've had stuff in there that I didn't even know existed, and it's not your fault, it's mine. Okay, atmosphere concentrator for doing gases. What about if I just do oxygen? Okay. And their collection rate. Oh, okay. I mean, that's completely understandable because you're doing a lot of stuff. And I'm guessing a lot of the stuff you're adding is stuff you wished OG Northstar had and just didn't exist at all. Which, to be 100% fair, The space stations is the number one thing I was super excited about. And I was honestly expecting a naturally generated structure. But the fact that you have to build it yourself makes way more sense. An oxygen tank. This... I don't remember that. That has to be new. That has to be new, unless I didn't notice it prior, like just a bunch of stuff. Okay. So the JEI information I've seen. Client side option to select pressure unit? Whatever that's supposed to mean. Server side options for, okay, none of this I care about because the mod pack is still in development, so multiplayer doesn't matter at the moment. But I am noticing like maximum waypoints stored in Atlas, so you can change that. Atmosphere, base height, thickness, teleportation height. Entities can change dimensions from their height. Okay. Return tickets should be created on landing. I mean, that makes sense. Efficiency required for targeting computers. Save speed before exploding and scale. Thruster efficiency through fuel consumption. How much oxygen can be stored in space chute. Additional oxygen be stored with capacity. Dripstone should grow or drip in zero gravity. You mentioned that earlier. I forgot about it. So I'm glad I saw that in the changelog. Projectiles stuck in zero gravity dimensions should be removed? Wait a minute. Okay, I know what that's supposed to mean. The reason why I'm wondering about that specifically is because I do have create gunsmithing. And basically drop-off is more or less non-existent with those compared to like bow and arrow. But I'm guessing you didn't account for that, which makes sense because you probably wouldn't even think about someone having gunsmithing in a space mod. So I'm not even gonna blame you on that front. Oh, I don't even have... I don't know. Of course I don't have ammo. Actually, no, let's not do the revolver. Let's get a big boy in here. Zine? Yes, it is. And... I'm just screwing around at this point. I should have... Well, this does go on the Gatling. Okay, so there are a few particles. No, go into here. Lunar. Nope, moon. It doesn't have water or lava. It doesn't take these, does it? I don't think it registers this. Okay. Yeah, that's why I figured it doesn't register that. Fair enough. Spout slash enchant efficiency 5. Enchantable machinery helps with that. Debow. Water and lava. Pipe and configure. Oh no, I need lava one. Huh, wait, what? Oh, am I supposed to actually put it in? Okay. Okay, category name shown on the top of all the recipes. Oh, yeah, I did notice that. I don't know why it took me that long to register what you were saying. My base is this way. Oh, yeah, I was gonna get a moon. Actually, let's just do a frozen zombie and just, goodbye. Yeah, so you didn't account for, 0 G's on bullets. Is what I was saying earlier. Alright, whatever. Alright, so it looks like I've basically gone all over all of the, stuff in the changelog from what I can tell. There is, however, one more thing that I want to test. And it's not even something you changed, it's something yeah, since supporting all of them is impossible. I am not asking you to change everything, especially when it comes to my mod pack. I mean, I realize you might want to, like, work on changing some stuff, but I'm not going to ask you, fix everything with my pack specifically. That's not what I'm asking. I do, however, want to try one thing, though. I saw this mentioned on the Discord that someone said, this broke. Somebody said that this broke and caused their game to crash. I want to know if I can recreate this. And if this crashes my game... Oh. Difficulty peaceful. I want to know if this crashes my game. I want to know if this crashes my game. I want to know if this will crash my game. I'm gonna have to be quick about this. Nope. I'm fine. A modded cactus? It will crash from in orbit. Oh, I have to be in space for it to count. Okay. I'm not gonna test that right now. Okay, that should have been obvious. Oh, it's something else. Okay. But yeah, I think I basically wait. Oh, in 1.21, yeah. I mean, I think I probably should look into adjusting my pack for 1.21. But obviously I did mention how I didn't do that on purpose because OG Northstar didn't go that far. I should probably look into that though at some point. I gotta make sure that everything actually, functions. There's a lot that might not even function at all. I know for a fact that my custom mods that I added for processing and ore growth are going to have to be remade. So that's going to take me a little bit of time, but I'm not too worried about that. I really do like how the space, that block. Why did my brain already blank out on that? I've played with this mod before. How am I forgetting? Rocket station. I do like how that's, changed. Alright. Let's go back into orbit. There was something I was going to orbit to test, and now I can't even remember what I was going to test. I also, again, I'm not sure why it's doing this. I think I've tried... Wait. In inventory or being able to do more, stress? by placing them next to each other. Because, I mean, placing multiple sources next to each other to the thrusters, okay. Because I was thinking combustion engines when you said engine. So I'm glad you clarified. If you're talking about being able to place multiple together to make larger thrusters, I've done that before. I just didn't do it on this rocket specifically. Yeah, I did. But yeah, I'm pretty sure what you're talking about. Oh, right, I can't do that because it's not a physical item. But if you're talking about this, yeah, I knew about that. I do know that there's an add-on for aeronautics that does the same thing, but it lets you do 2x2, 3x3, and that's how you make them larger. I don't expect you to do that. I just know that's a thing. Wait, there's no limit, is there? There's no limit. Oh, there's no limit. Oh no. You might want to patch that at some point because some idiot's gonna go crazy with that. It ain't gonna be me. Wait, why are you telling me that's not working? Something broke. Something broke. Because it's not registering something and it doesn't like it. Did the engine break? Oh. Huh. That's weird. If I break this, is it still... No. Weird. It doesn't know what to do in that case. That's interesting. It wasn't running before. I didn't hear anything. So I'm wondering if it actually just straight up broke. It's possible. Okay. Oh, wait, the mobs... Oh, no, it's because I set it to peaceful. Never mind. I mean, the fan... You're right. The fans do add a ton of space. You are correct. I don't think it really matters if it's able to add a ton of space to your, you know, oxygen output. How much is this even able to do? Unless... Oh, I'm already wearing goggles. Okay. Doesn't show anything. Okay, so it's probably the fan's already adding to it. I should have suspected that because I've used it before. Less stress, yes. Let me through, thank you. Alright. So it looks like... From what I can tell, it looks like everything's fine for the time being. I'm pretty sure. I did also remember... It's in here. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, I do not expect you to patch this. I do not expect you to patch this. But I have to test it. Oh, stop it. That's not surprising. I don't even need to test it. And I already know what you're talking about. What do you mean it wasn't patched? I'm guessing you mean the fact that those did not get worked out. Oh, this is gonna be dumb if this works. I do not expect this to not work. Yeah, because one of my friends in a previous version of this pack did it, and I didn't even, like, think of it until they tried it. They just took the plane into space and just went off. Their logic was it made them able to get to the lunar base quicker. I am expecting this to work flawlessly. Because you said you didn't patch it. You probably didn't expect it either, to be fair. Yeah, this isn't gonna be cursed at all. Yeah, this isn't cursed at all. Yep. Not surprising. This is so dumb. Alright, well, let's get faster a little bit so I can land. There we go. That's not cursed at all. I don't know why it does that. It's been like that for a while. It is not even part of your update. It just does that. I don't know why. It's not even your mod that does that. That it just turned it around like that. But yeah. I've used that mod in the past. You can't exactly add compat with everyone, which is fine. I'm not expecting you to. I want to make that clear. I'm not expecting you to patch everything. Because otherwise your workload's going to increase exponentially. Just whatever you think is important enough. That's a weird way to word it, but whatever. I think outside of that, I think everything that I've wanted to test so far is fine. I mean, there are some things regarding, Mechanism X Northstar that I want to try. Hold on, whoa, wait a minute. I want to try that, actually. Actually, wait a minute. Why do I need to try it if I've already found out that Mechanism works fine already with Mech X Northstar? It should be okay. I'm gonna have to get used to that. I keep forgetting I gotta get used to that. Okay, so that's already fully powered, so I'm not worried about that. I do need... Hold on, is it the station? Yes. I'm gonna use a creative one over here. Creative. Give me creative, where is it? Right here. I don't care. Give me creative one. And I need to find... Here's the... Oh, okay. I'm just gonna put this on for now. I don't care. So there's the spacesuit one. Okay. That should be fine for the spacesuit part. It's not gonna work with oxygen until I throw that part in. But yeah, I know I mentioned earlier about, having an add-on for like a lunar rover. But again, I think that would make the most sense for a add-on rather than base mod. I am curious what your opinion on that would be. Insulation, so you don't freeze. Oh, and I need more, and I'll just do this just because not that it matters right now. A lunar well, maybe not lunar specifically, but a rover would be so handy for transportation. But I feel like that would have to be an add-on. And if I was smart enough to figure out how to set that up, I would do it myself. Other somewhat more important plan, since rovers and vehicles are already covered. I mean, that makes sense. I will give you that. That makes sense. Okay, there's oxygen. And if I were to go in... It doesn't even say that I'm using oxygen at the moment. Oh, there it goes. I can't. Can I enchant this with enchant this with capacity? I don't remember. Enchant capacity 3. I mean, it works. It said half an hour initially. How is this gonna work? Let me through. Thank you. How much time? Oh, right. I need to be in this. An hour. Okay. Well, I don't know what the logistics are for that specifically. I don't think you planned that. I'm not gonna put anything on you for that. I mean, the fact that you added capacity support makes a ton of sense to begin with. I know the reason you didn't add it initially because it wasn't in the original. I know that. Ah, boy. Others wanted to make it wait. Are you talking about the suit itself? Are you talking about the mech suit or are you talking about the base spacesuit? Now I'm confused. I still can't believe how dumb this thing works. I mean, okay, that's fair, but I knew you meant capacity. Well, again, I can't believe this thing still works. I know you didn't account for it. That was not on me or you or whatever. Well, you know what I mean. I just had to, and in 0Gs, I mean, it doesn't know technically, but that's beside the point. Okay. I think I've basically tried everything that I want to try in this update. I mean, this is a major update in a lot of respects. Should have the same capacity as other spacesuits. Okay, that's fair. It does seem... It seems very much a lot more upgraded, the base one. Yeah. And technically speaking, if I had the jetpack on and I had hydrogen in it, I could just, float anywhere. Granted, I'm in 0G, so I can already do that. But, yeah. But I did notice that the base spacesuit is 15 minutes. And, the space suit with the mech suit is half an hour. But I haven't really done the math yet because it was... I should have tested it. I really should have tested it. Yeah. I really... I'm going to test that now. I'm going to test that now. Here's capacity 3. Is it the same? Am I just missing this? Am I not looking at this correctly? Okay, so here's the base. There's the capacity. Okay, so I have the base on. Okay, so there's the base. Now if I go outside... Okay, okay, so I must have been mistaken. I didn't test that, to be fair, and that's on me. Then again, the back tank is different. So maybe I was comparing them with the back tank. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I mean, it is still oxygen either way. But yeah, okay. Yep, half an hour versus a full hour. Alright, I think I've basically tested everything that I want to test. Go back to Earth with a rocket. I should. I am curious if there's anything different regarding that. Oh, jeez, the 0G is really gonna mess with my brain. I mean, it already technically is. Alright. Now, Grant, also, I do technically have a spacesuit skin that I could have worn. I just remembered. It's not a huge deal. I don't have a beacon at the moment, though. Is that what you were telling me? This isn't a rocket anymore. You just made a space well, I made a space elevator. That's funny. Wait, hold on. That means I could, in theory, just make a normal space elevator with this. It just would obviously mean I'd have to... Wait. Actually, no, that wouldn't work, would it? I can't just use, like, mechanical stuff and gantries in order to work, because it's different dimensions, right? It wouldn't work. Because you're going from, like, 2,000 blocks to... Y0? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, a space elevator, if it worked in the first place, would be a cool build. Oh, hi. Where on earth am... Oh. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. At least I'm close. I'm not going to tell you one way or another. If you can work it out, you can work it out. I am not going to question one way or another. I don't know why that bothers me. I think I've tested everything that I want to test so far. It's not anything... It's not anything outside of what I expected with an update. If that makes any sense. Probably not. I don't know. This is one massive set of changes, excuse me, that I am super happy with. This has a ton of stuff that I am so glad. Oh my god. This is changing OverTechnical so much. For one mod update, this is changing everything a lot. And I definitely should look into updating this for 1.21. But that is going to take a ton of time, so that's going to set me back a lot. Well, I 100% should look into that. Not really. Because I'm obviously already on Redux. Obviously. But the other thing is that when I was on, okay, so the best way for me to describe this is the original mod pack, and it's had some major changes since then, but the original mod pack was made for the OG Northstar. And then I've been doing a lot of changes since I changed from OG to Redux. The major drawback was I was obviously using Mech X Northstar, so I had to stay on OG for longer than I wanted to, even though I knew Redux existed. That was the only thing that was holding me back for a long time. And then once I finally moved to Redux, I never even thought about moving to 1.21 because I've been working on this version for so long. So Redux technically is and isn't simultaneously the reason I'm still on 1.20.1. If that makes any sense. I was using the mech suit upgrades. That is one of the major reasons. Plus, the fluid stuff as well was a major factor into it as well. Because you can't just use Northstar oxygen in spacesuits. I mean, Mech X Northstar does fix that, obviously, but you can't just do that. Are you sure? From the original? Okay. I won't question it. I didn't think it did. But regardless, I mean, if it does, okay. Alright, so. I've basically tested everything that I want to test in this version. Martian Steel doesn't have any changes for oxygen use, I assume, right? I have mechanism on your dev world without Northstar. Oh, with the Mechix Northstar. Okay. Then I will take that sentence back. I did not realize that. That is on my end for not realizing that. I did not know that. Okay. So you thought as that, and the original Northstar probably didn't, so that's fair. You thought of a lot more than they did. I'm not even gonna fault, but yeah. If I do this, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that I'm gonna have to look into. I have my 3 custom mods that I'm going to have to recode in M Creator in order to get working. I've got my Botany Pots ores. I've got the mechanical cobble gens, and then I have my more processing mod, which has a little bit of overlap. So I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know whether or not the create teleporters, they added my recipe for spouting quantum fluid onto the casing, because I suggested that on their GitHub. I made them specifically as mods and not data packs. And someone on one of my previous devlog videos mentioned that to me. And they are right about that. The thing is, the reason I made them as mods specifically is because I think for a lot of people, adding an extra mod is easier than adding in a data pack, because data packs are usually, from what I understand, world specific. I might be wrong because I'm not like super well versed in that, but that's besides the point. Because then that way, if I throw it as a mod rather than a data pack, people can throw that in just super easy. I mean, I'm not an expert at modding and coding things like that. And that's... yeah. Yeah, so data packs are basically mods, and you can turn the mods off. If I'm reading that correctly, but yeah. I think I'm pretty much tested everything that I wanted to at this point. So, I just thought of one more thing. And this would have to be another major update for Redux specifically. Like a miniature, space vessel to travel between places, like a hovercraft or something. I just thought of that. Again, that would have to be a major update for this, so that's not going to happen for a long time if it's not for the next one. But I think I'm good for right now regarding what I want to go ahead and look at. I've gotten basically everything covered that I'm interested in for this. I don't think I've missed anything, though. I don't think. So, from here, I'm just going to go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and end off the stream, plus... Okay. Okay, fair enough. I mean, if I guessed something and didn't know it, okay, but I'm going to stay as far away from that as possible outside of what I just said. Yeah, I am going to go ahead and end this stream off, because I've tested basically everything that I wanted to test. And I'm going to have to look into upgrading this to 1.21, because that's going to take a long time. So that's going to require a major rework to a lot of the pack itself. I'm going to have to look through a ton of stuff for that. In order to figure out what I can add, what I can't add, because technically the last devlog that I did say it was the biggest update, but if I update it to 1.21, that's going to be a bigger update. And I'm glad that you enjoyed what I've done so far, and I do appreciate like the little tips, tricks, and hey, you should try this sort of thing. You've shown me stuff that I didn't even think about. This is an impressive update, and the space station is my favorite part. Again, I wish that they were generated structures, but I do think the way you handled it makes a lot more sense. So I ain't even gonna complain about that. I like the way you did it better than what I was anticipating. That was a smart move. But yeah, regardless, I am going to end this stream off here. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure that like button. If you want more, make sure that subscribe button for future content. But yeah, I will see you guys later.